What's good, Team CV9? This is just a quick review of the SCUF gaming controller from SCUF, and yeah, I got the PS3 version. As you can see, I actually do have the FPS freak on the right stick, which I guess I'll remove for the purpose of this review. So yeah, this controller right here, it's great. As you can see, it doesn't look like a regular PS3 controller. They do also make it for the Xbox, which I will be picking up in the future. And yeah, let's talk about it. So as you can see, the front has a little design, a little funny, sexy paint job. As you can see, it has like skulls on it. If you can't see right there, it's kind of blurry. I'll give you guys an image of it later. And yeah, so the back of the controller, as you can see, it has these two little paddles right here. And basically what the paddles do is they replace your X and circle button. For the Xbox, I'm not too sure what it is. I think it's A or B or something like that. And basically what that does in games like Call of Duty is it lets you jump and knife without moving your finger, depending on what layout you're using. Obviously, if you're using default, it's jump and prone. So what that means is basically instead of having to do this every time you want to knife or jump, you don't have to move your thumb anymore. You just have to press these buttons on the back. And that's a huge thing in Call of Duty, because if you're playing tactical layout and you want to knife someone, like someone runs in your face and you want to knife them, you can go and try to knife them, but the thing is you'll lose control of where you're looking at because you're taking your thumb off of the right stick. But if you have the paddles on the back, if you have a SCUF controller, you don't have to do that. You can look left, right, and knife at the same time, and you can jump. So that's kind of a big deal for people who are into their Call of Duty. And yeah, apart from that, let's talk about the other features of this controller. It also has this thing called SCUF grip, which is, to me, not a big deal. I still get the slippery hands when my hands start sweating. So basically what SCUF grip is like a kind of rubbery kind of texture on the back. So basically you have more grip over the controller. So over those long gaming sessions, you're less likely to start slipping when your hands are really sweaty and stuff like that. So another thing is they have these little things up here on the R2 and L2. The Xbox has something similar, but this is the PS3 one. I'll probably do a Xbox review in the future. It's not much of a difference, but on the PS3 you have these little things which basically reduces the travel time from when you press the L2 and R2 button. So in your Call of Duty games, basically the R2 button is to throw stuff like your tomahawks and your throwing knife. So let's say you're using a throwing knife. On regular controllers you have to press it all the way down before you can use it, and then that's when the player throws the throwing knife, right? But on SCUF controllers, what they've done is they've made it so that the travel time is less, so that you don't have to push it all the way down. They've actually made it already lower so that you press only maybe half of it. So basically there's less depression time from when you press the button, so you can actually throw it sooner. Well, you can throw it when you press the button instead of having to wait all the way until you press the button all the way down to the bottom. So that's another nice feature. I've actually found that I've been hitting more tomahawk kills on Call of Duty Black Ops because of this. So maybe it's just a hunch, but I think it actually is to do with this feature on the controller. So that's pretty much it on the SCUF controller. You have a nice paint job on the front. You can actually change the color of your buttons to white or black, which is nice. I know on the Xbox you can change the thumbsticks to you can have either the domed ones, which are like concave, or you can have the PS3 ones, which are convex, or you know, rounded on the top. And you know, you have that paint job, buttons you can change. The back is the SCUF grip, but to me the main features of the SCUF controller to me are the paddles and the R2L2, or the hair triggers on the Xbox. So right now I'm going to show you a quick gameplay on combat training mode where I show you guys me using these paddles and these R2L2s, and yeah, we'll see how we do. Alright guys, this is the combat training mode for the SCUF controller. Basically I want to be showing you guys in combat training mode how this controller works. So the reason why I have this camera set up like this is because I need you guys to see the back paddles right here and the R2L2 right here, which I talked about earlier. No point showing you the front because the front is pretty much the same as any other controller, apart from the you know, the controls. As you can see, I'm practicing my jump. I'm not that good with the controllers yet, the SCUF controller that is. I'm still learning, so you'll see that I'm not that fast with the knifing and jumping, but I'm still practicing. And yeah, I just want you guys to see how I use the controller with the jump and stuff. And then we'll take out the ballistic knife. Now one knife. Oh, see, it's not a good idea to run out with knives even against bots. And then see that I'm using the back pedals right now. Let's see how many kills I can get. Go only use me blade style. And then yeah, so this controller is good. Oh, this controller is good, but you know, it takes a while to get used to. So don't think just because you bought the controller you're gonna be instantly better at the game, because that's not how it works. You know, you actually have to put some time into practicing using this controller, because I personally, I'm not going to use that. I personally thought that, I thought personally that, since I bought this controller, I'm going to be instantly better at Call of Duty, but that's not the case. You have to take some time into learning the back buttons, because if you're like me, I've been playing tactical on Call of Duty for like 2 years now, and it's pretty much instinctual for me to it's very instinctual for me to press circle when I want a knife, which is why to press circle. I keep getting cut off. I'm really bad at live commentaries, as you can see, but like it's a real habit for me to press circle when I want to knife someone and X when I want to jump. So that's why I've kind of had to adapt. Oh! I got smoked there. Yeah, it took me a while to get used to using the back paddles to knife and jump. But, you know, after a few games on combat training mode, you start to get a grasp on it. And this guy can see me. And another thing, apart from the back paddles, the L2 and R2 on the PS3, they have something similar for the Xbox SCUF controller, but on the PS3 ones, they made it so that the R2 and L2 you have less distance to actually use the button, which makes it very good for like throwing tomahawks and throwing knives, because by the time you press it, you know, there's a slight delay on most controllers by the time you depress the button. On this, there's less travel time for the R2 and L2, so basically you're more accurate with your throwing knives. If that makes sense. No, I'm not really explaining it well, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. Basically, the L2 and R2, there's less travel time for when you press it than the regular controllers. So when you actually press the button is actually when the guy throws the knife on the screen. So unlike on most controllers, when you press it, there's probably like a half-second delay because it takes so long to push it all the way down. So I think I'm going to switch back to gun now and do some jump shots. As you can see, my accuracy isn't the greatest, but yeah, what you gonna do? It's kind of hard when the jump shots aren't easy because you're moving in one direction and you have to aim. So you know, that's a good thing that you might want to practice, as well as a drop shot. Of course, if you're on tactical, drop shooting is always great. So that's pretty much it for this little SCUF play, I guess you can call it. So yeah, let's carry on with the review. As you can see, I got the last kill, drop shot. It was just with bots, but if you're gonna get one of these, definitely go into combat training mode and just practice your ass off, because if you just jump straight into multiplayer, you're gonna get smoked. So let's continue with the review. As you guys can see, this controller is really good once you get used to it. once you buy it and you just start using it, you're not going to be very good at it because obviously you're not used to the buttons on the back. And that being said, let me just say that this controller is actually MLG approved, which means if you go to LAN events or tournaments or stuff like that, you can use this controller because it's just the way it is, you know. They have this sticker on here which says SCUF seal of approval, which basically if you lose the sticker you won't be able to use it at this kind of events, so you got to keep the sticker on there. Mine's actually peeling off, so I'm trying to keep it on there. And yeah, apart from that, that's all I have to say. Also, another thing, this controller is pretty expensive, so it's not for everyone, you know. It's not a big deal if you can't afford it. You know, it's not a huge thing, but if you're really into your FPS Call of Duty games and you know, you want every single advantage to your disposal, I do recommend getting one of these because knifing and jumping without moving your right thumb is kind of a big deal for people who love their Call of Duty. So that's pretty much it for this review. Let me know if you guys like it. I'll make more if you do. And Pinoy Shinobi signing out. Peace!